Good morning. And this morning I'm greeting all of you here from the banks of the Great River, Great Orange River. I'm back in Uppington, back home after a week of traveling through KwaZulu-Natal. And yes, I was caught a bit unawares with the electricity, and in the background you will hear the sounds of the gas light. For some or other strange reason, there wasn't any electricity board. It's the pay-as-you-go electricity type of meter thing. And if you don't put in new units, eventually the power goes down. So that has happened here last night in the early hours of the morning. And now that I have to do my broadcast, it's all in front of a gas lamp. But that's all about being prepared. You must have backup upon backup upon backup. If this fails, you must have an alternative system in place. And I'm happy to say that even although we don't have the normal electricity available at the moment, I'm still, through backup systems, able to record this morning and to broadcast the video. I left on Monday morning and I traveled to Bethlehem, where I had a very good meeting with people and where we had a lot of talk. The next morning I traveled to Memel, from Memel to Newcastle, and then from Newcastle down to Richards Bay, from Richards Bay to Port Shepstone. Friday night I spent in Pinetown with a huge crowd of people who is worried about the future, but at least who have made some plans and formed some ideas about how to survive a possible catastrophe in the form of violence and anarchy. And on Saturday I drove through to Bloemfontein, and it was during that trip, that part, when I went through Pietermaritzburg. And on the left of the N3, we passed a shopping mall that was burned down during the July violence. And it was sad to see this great building being totally destroyed. And I don't see any activities in an effort to repair it, not yet anyway, because this is probably was a very large project to create this shopping mall, to put it on there, and to have it available for the people. And nobody could have foreseen that thousands of angry people, of looters, stormed it and then burned it down to the ground. Now, I have been talking about all this. I have warned about it. On Friday, I warned about the importance of being prepared and being ready, and the duty that we have to tell other people, to warn other people, so that they too can be ready in a case of emergency. I remember those days when I was still in prison in Angola, after I was captured in Cabinda during the border war. And I remember the 837 days in solitary confinement. And initially, I spent almost every minute on my back, on my bed in the cell, lying there, staring up at the ceiling, at the concrete ceiling, the bareness of the cell. And it took me at least 2 to 3 months to come to the realization that I'm alive. And because I'm alive, I got to live, even within the circumstances where we are. So being inside the cell, being confined by the four walls, I had to realize that that is my life. So I got to live within the confines of the four walls. And while I was thinking this, I one day realized, but then you must get up, do something. You cannot just lie there and think that discipline and routine will come to you by itself. And I've many times told the story of the cigarettes. I haven't smoked when I was captured, but every evening when my food came into the cell, there was a packet of cigarettes. And out of boredom and having nothing to do, I started smoking. Very soon, in a month or two, I was a smoker, and I was already smoking 3 packets of cigarettes a day, because that was the only thing I had to do, the only activity that I could actually exercise. And then they took it away and only gave me 10 cigarettes. Suddenly I had to plan my day. I can smoke the first cigarette when I woke up in the morning. Then I did Bible study. Then I can smoke the second one. Then I had to do another activity, walk 1,000 times around the table, clockwise, then anti-clockwise another 1,000. And after each activity, I can smoke. And all of a sudden, I find myself in a routine. Suddenly, I started living within the cell. But it asks an act. It asks of you to do something to be able to be in that spot. Being at home thinking that, listen, I need backup electricity in case Eskom fails or in case of load shedding, I need backup. Now, if you need backup, it means you must get up, go and buy a gas cylinder and a lamp, fill it up, get it started, let it work so that you know it is working and that you know that you can use it. Having the intention is not good enough. Having the intention of being prepared when violence in South Africa broke out, as we have seen in Natal, is of no use. You must make the intention work. That what you are intending to do, you actually need to get off your backside and do it. In that little piece next to my head, there is standing quite, it's reading quite clearly, you can pray all you want, but eventually David had to pick up a stone and act against Goliath. We read it in the Bible. Do something. Pick up the stone, put it in the slingshot, and hit Goliath in front of the head. And it was all over, and we saw the Philistines running. There's a very, very good lesson in it. Intention to do good, to do well. Having the intention to prepare is not going to help you. Having the intention to join up with an emergency group is not going to help. You actually got to do it. Like David had to pick up the stone to kill Goliath, just in the same way you had to get up and start doing and start preparing. Now, in this week ahead, make it your mission and your effort to have some sort of backup power, to have some sort of reserve food. So if violence break out again, at least you got food to eat. At least you are okay for the time being. Become part of a larger group. Become part of the group where I am involved in. I'm with the Suidlanders. And I'm the head of the Suidlanders Defence Group. And we got a duty to save as many as possible lives during a situation of anarchy. But step one is to warn people not to leave things as an intention, but to actually start preparing to join up the group, and only then we can really assist you with the way forward. It doesn't help to think about things. It doesn't help to criticize about things. It doesn't help to blame. It doesn't help to say bad things about a group. No, it is time to do. It's actually time to do. And I'm inviting every person, English, Afrikaans, Portuguese, German speaking, doesn't matter. Languages is not important. It's how we feel in the heart, here inside. If we are a conservative person, then join up with the Suidlanders. Become part of the largest emergency initiative in history in South Africa, so that we can prepare, so that we can do more than just pray, so that we are able to pick up that stone and kill Goliath, so that we are able to get out of the violence and to survive. But that's for this morning, and you must have a beautiful day and enjoy your condensed milk coffee. Never forget the condensed milk. This is the sweetness of life. And for all the good memories and the reminder of how prepared you were many, many years ago while on the border duty in the northern part of Namibia, on the border with Angola, and how you started every morning with your condensed milk coffee, which allowed you some time to think, ahead and to plan for the day. Once you had your coffee, you knew exactly what you was going to do, how the platoon is going to move, and what do you need to make it an extremely nice day. But okay, that's for that. Enjoy the day. I'm seeing you again tomorrow morning. Great.